You would think that now we've accepted it, but clearly we haven't. So it seems that each time a new media comes in, we want to be very secret, and we are very but ultimately it's exactly the same as the web or other digital medias. You're going to want to open up in order to enjoy the offering in there, so it's relevant to you.
And I think because of the architecture being Web3 based, the transparency and access to that data is much easier regardless, right? I think the entire promise of Web3 gives us a little bit more adherence to a lot of the privacy by design components as well.
I hope so. Do you think, Rachel, so people will be able to somewhat control better who has access to their data?
I hope so. I mean, I think that's a lot of the promise of decentralization and the ledger. And I would hope that having, owning that data, owning my own data, and being able to say, hey, listen, my healthcare provider, I would love to give you this data, all of my data, so that you can then give me information back that I don't know about myself. I have a lot of connected health devices. And if there was a way for me to own that in a way that was secure, and that's why I'm hopeful that Web3 will move towards. But the same is true in the marketing space. I don't know that I want to continue to give my preferences everywhere. I would much prefer to say, listen, hey, brand XYZ, here is who I am. Here's all the information about me. If I give it to you and you have the right value exchange for me, what can you give back that helps me find something new? And again, adding in that layer of the metaverse to really navigate in a fun way brings a lot more control over it. But I do think as we move away from cookies, as we move away from sort of these outdated ways of guessing at who a consumer is, I think the future is just to ask. Say, hey, Alex, can you tell me about you? Because then I can give you some really cool stuff in return.